I'm gonna pull some cards here, but first I had a download. Just specifically getting this like really strong smell out of nowhere of like freshly baked bread, but like it was specifically a baguette. Um, and then there's also like a cold going around that I've gotten a little bit of in that it blocks my sense of smell. So senses of smell and that specifically being linked to memories is coming through really strong here. Um, And then as I started to record, there was this extra message that came through that was like, I kind of was looking, I'm like, this isn't, a shirt that I wear in front of people. It's my home shirt, like kind of icky because I have a cold, all that kind of stuff. And this voice came through so strong, and it was just like, you are enough as you are. You're showing up as you are in this moment. And not only is that authentic, but it's enough. Um, so forever needed to hear that. So let us see, because I'm getting a very like Six of Pentacles energy from the memory thing where it's like there's either a denial of, a disconnection with, or memories coming back. Now, none of this would be out of place because we are in a Mercury retrograde. But let's get some guidance on the cards, and this could apply to any time that a Mercury retrograde is coming up, but whenever this arrives on your feed, trust that it is for you. If not, save it and come back to it later. And thank you for your likes and follows and subscribes. It makes a huge difference because I do put these up on YouTube as well and offer individual readings, but it's just every little bit, every little bit that shows up is every little person matters. An Ace of Pentacles, and then we have a Knight of Wands. Who's on the bottom here? Five of Wands, but it was reversed. And I'll show these for imagery, but it's like there's something on offer or going to be offered to you that is it's not necessarily money, but it's something in like the physical realm. Something is going to come in, or maybe an offer is already open to you as we speak. That will result in something incoming. So like even what's standing out to me right now as well is this person is holding up the coin, but then directly behind them we have the exact same shape and size is the entire sun circle. And it's like you're holding this like pocket full of sunshine came into my head there. Um there's another song about like it's in the Princess Diaries where like you put a star in your pocket and save it for a rainy day or something. But it feels like tangible, like happiness that surrounds you all the time, or joy, things that light you up that are within you that are a part of your thing. It's like something is coming to fruition with that. And maybe more of like in a beginning sense than in an ending sense. Take it out resonates. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is the fast moving like messenger, but it is in reverse. So it feels like this isn't coming in a hurry, but in a way where it feels like lasting. It'll be here for a while. It's not necessarily like something that just like got conjured up out of nowhere and is coming through. Um yeah, and then we have the Five of Wands reversed at the bottom, which does speak about conflict generally between it could be others, could be inner. I'm getting between like you and family within this. That could be found family as well. But actually I'm specifically getting like the conflict that's happens within you due to having been raised in the family that you were raised in. It does not have to be exactly that, but that was what came through when I started to think about it more. Um, and with it being in reverse, it just feels a bit like you've moved past from that like a lot, and your journey has been letting go of what it is that like the expectations were because of your family, and you feeling shame or guilt or whatever it is about like making moves that were specifically just for your benefit and for your safety, for your self-love. um is there anything else, angels, that this, I'll leave that on the bottom. Oh, yeah, I picked up two cards accidentally at the same time in the Nine of Wands, where it's like that is something that you were working on for a really long time. It's like you've used every single tool under your belt. You're like backed up against a tree, but this is like the last or you've been past the last of it in a way. Like you're in a way better place when it comes to who it is that you are at the core of yourself, even when you're challenged by those who once were the most triggering for you. And if something really, really beautiful is beginning for you, being offered to you, that is not just a quick in and out, like positive influx. Is I'm gonna ask, can we have a little bit more on this Ace of Pentacles, please? Because that's exciting. Yeah, maybe it's like a you have memories coming up, but you're like seeing them for the place that you now are in the cyclical way that like we come back. Someone did a really beautiful drawing of this, but like you know how a tree grows like out in a circle, right? But if it has this like bit a knot, it kind of adds a thing, a bump. That every time the tree grows a new circle, it has to like go around that bump, and then eventually it becomes like smooth again in its circling because it has grown like around and around past this one thing that at the start was much harder to grow through. And healing is like in no way linear and it's very cyclical, and Mercury retrograde is definitely a time when stuff like that comes up. So we have what popped out here. The Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're like able to stand up for yourself and speak clearly. And it's bringing in like a manifestation that you've wanted in this world physically, like money or certain opportunity or job. I don't really want to specify that for people because there's just a myriad of different things that we all kind of have. And there's the Six of Cups. That's what I was trying to talk about, not the Six of Pentacles. It's the re-meeting with like an inner child or a part of your past, be it another person or a memory. And I feel like it's both because of Mercury retrograde. This could also be something because of the swords and the queen, and it never makes me think this, but it's like there's other ways that memories communicate with us and how we grow through them, and that's in our dreams. So if you haven't been having dreams that you're remembering, start writing them down. It like really, really helps you to remember them. Just like even a word or a feeling or whatever it is, it starts to train your brain that it's an important piece of information for you to know. And you won't always have a dream that you remember every single night, but there is, I think, like growth happening, and there's like messages coming through for you that may help or even show you where you're at, because you may not in your like daily life run into the people who were once triggering for you, but if you run into them in your subconscious and then you see how your dream self deals with it, and it's like, oh cool, that's way better than like the last time I was near that person, or like it didn't bother me as much, etc. Or like it's almost a version of role playing a situation where you're like, oh wow, look at the way that I spoke to that person in that dream. They didn't affect me nearly as much as they used to. I can handle this now. And we have the Six of Pentacles popped out as more of a beautiful moment of like, usually this has to do with sharing. Six is oh sorry, it's a seven. I was wondering where all the people were. I'm like, that's not what that looks like. Okay. So there is the availability, because that's come through, of like what it is that you will gain from everything that you've done, the thing that's coming in for you. It is there's an option obviously that you always have to be able to share that with those who actually matter to you. But it feels like what's the best thing that's come out of a lot of this is you are the person that matters to you the most, which is absolutely how it should be, because you are your number one. That's who you get to be. Maybe someone else someday will count you as their number one, but I hope they're not doing that before themselves, because that's where it gets like, codependent. Um, anyway, here is just a person that's been like growing and working on things that matter to them for a long time, and they're really seeing the fruits of their labor come up, but it's not like they're popping up all in one go, and it's not like they are popping up and then just disappearing. Like this is entire fucking orchards of grapes that this person has here with little pentacles. It's no small task. These are year long, like almost decade long ventures to get to like the perfect set of grapes that you'd have. Anyway, I will leave it at that, and well fucking done. I love you. And don't forget to book your own reading if you would like to go deeper there on wovenexistence.com.